Hey everybody, and welcome to a commentary for Zed, the Master of Shadows, and this game is pretty much demonstrating that how much I really like Zed and how much practice I have with him. He's actually becoming more and more of one of my favorite mid champions, just because of the fact that it's really hard to outright counter him in lane, and he scales like a monster late game, and you guys all know how much I love my late game champions. But here's my friend playing playing Maokai. He's doing a pretty, he has a pretty mean Maokai, as you'll be able to see in game. But anyway, the reason why Zed has very few counters is because he's resourceless, and right now the meta pretty much favors anybody with a lot of damage and no resources, like mana or anything, because if you have mana, you're gonna have to back a lot more. You don't get to start with this me just playing around with this laugh and taunt animation. But anyway, his Q does quite a bit of damage, especially with the build I like to go. It depends on, there'll be a debate on whether you should max your E or your Q first. Because your E is like your main form of long-ranged poke, and it gives you a lot of range in lane. But unfortunately, out of lane, it's not horribly useful other than like for adding damage to your ultimate. But Shadow Slash gives you some big pushing power, and it also gives you some really reliable trading power, so you don't have to really aim it. But I'm pretty good at aiming my Q, so I think I like maxing Q first. I tried maxing E, it's alright. You do want to maybe max it first if you want to secure objectives really quickly. Like if you want to push down a tower and not necessarily kill somebody, but then go for then you can go ahead and go for your E first. But with me, I'm just trying to kill my lane opponent, so in my opinion, the best way to do that is to max your Q first with your W, and then your E second. See, like right there, even with a minion in the way, it does quite a bit of damage. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it as my Q doesn't hit a minion, but when it doesn't hit a minion, it actually does quite a bit of damage. And right there, you see that my Q shadow combo just does quite a bit of damage. It is not to be trifled with, and this Ahri is figuring out very quickly that if she's gonna fight me, she's gonna have to play it a lot safer. Right now, she's even at like half mana, so she's guzzling down her mana, not doing that much damage. What she should be doing is just kind of focusing on last hitting, and whenever I try to get close, use her W, and then just sustain in the lane, because there's not a whole lot she can do to outright fight me right now. All the same, I'm being a little cautious because I don't want to get just ganked right off the bat. I don't know why I used my clone there. That almost killed me. But I don't know. I think if I went the other way, I wouldn't have had to flash, but at the time, I was just kind of panicking. I was like, whoa, why did I do that? Oh, goodness. So my flash is down. Now Ahri gets a little bit of breathing room. That was kind of unfortunate on my part. I probably should have kept better track of my clone, then that kind of thing wouldn't have happened. But all the same, I can heal the full. Ahri still has low-ish mana, so she's gonna have to back pretty soon. That's gonna give me a bit of room to go ahead and. That's gonna give me a little bit of room to go ahead and use my other spells there. And right there, I wanted to slow her down so that we could get the kill there. I told Scone Thief before the gank that he should wait until I hit level 4 to go in right away, because I know he really likes his ganking. He really likes to just go in man mode and crush crush the laner. I mean, he's not like, you know, run in without like considering consequences, but I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10 of him wanting to always wanting to go in on something, I'd say he's like a 7 or an 8. So anyway, just kind of pushing in the wave a little bit. I have a lot of potions still, but I did want to get items with my with the money that I accumulated from that first blood. But all the same, I also wanted to farm, and I also wanted to get in some harassment on Ari before I went back, so that she would have to either be or be at that health when I got back. So definitely something, because one of the things that people don't like to do is be right after they already did so, like beforehand. I could have gotten, admittedly, I could have gotten both that farm if I had thrown a Q out, but I wasn't really thinking straight at that time. But yeah, this is pretty much what you do with Zed. I mean, if you're not fighting a pushover lane like this one, admittedly, like this lane isn't really that difficult, in my opinion, because she just can't really hit anything on me, and I'm hitting like all of my spells on her. But she's also auto-attacking me now, which is kind of annoying. But I also know that pretty soon here I'm gonna have to go in on her because she's gonna hit 6. And after she hits level 6, anybody who's fought Ari knows that it's really hard to kill her once she hits level 6. So I wanted to go in on this before anything happened on her end. I know she still had flash, but if she had used flash, I would have just followed up with mine and then ignited her, and she would have been dead anyway. So there's a nice little kill going out for me. This is my first B of the game, so I was able to get 2 items like this. Admittedly, I could have gotten a brutalizer right off the bat, but I did want the extra sustain in lane against Ari, since I knew that since she was going to hit level 6 pretty soon, I probably wouldn't be able to kill her anymore. So I wanted to just make it my goal to stay in lane as long as I could. So that way I could farm up a lot of minions and everything, and then I could just go around and roam. Because one thing you can keep in mind with Zed is that even without his ultimate, he's actually a pretty strong roamer. He's like the best way I can really compare him is the best character I can really compare him to is like Mordekaiser. I mean, save the roaming portion because Mordekaiser is an atrocious roamer. Don't ever really try to do that. If you're playing Mordekaisers, chances are you're thinking about like staying in your lane and just farming. It's kind of like Singed. Singed can roam though, but he's not all that spectacular at it either. I mean, he's good at it, but he probably won't get a kill out of it. But anyway, yeah, throwing out that Q, like I said, maxing that first really is really helping me out in this lane, because at this point my Q does like about 200 damage, and it's really hurting Ari because she's not building any armor yet, because she needs to focus on damage, and she knows that, because if she focuses on armor, then she kind of lost already. So this is me just pulling off the roaming a little bit. I want to see, because I see that Vlad and Poppy are getting into a little engagement up here. So I go ahead and capitalize on this, and I just get a cheese kill on Poppy. And it was pretty effortless. I mean, Poppy was already pretty fed, but me getting the extra gold from killing her really helped me out. Just helping me out, snowballing into that late game where Zed is a real big powerhouse. So I know that Ari doesn't have this warded, so I want Eli to go in on this first, because that way she would instinctively go that way, and then the Ignite and ultimate explosion goes ahead and finishes her off there. So the most important thing that you can do with any assassin, especially Zed, is predicting how much damage you're going to do. Because I've seen a lot of people, like as Kha'Zix or as Talon or something, even me as Talon, I'll be really stupid and go in on someone not knowing how strong or weak I am, and then I'll just die because everyone just turns on me. But especially with Zed's core gameplay style is going in on one person and killing them immediately, because it's kind of like Poppy, except a lot quicker. Because as you'll be able to see later on, Poppy doesn't really outright kill people that quickly if she's not that horribly fed. I mean, she was pretty strong, but she wasn't really that strong, I suppose you could say. So I'm going over here and warding their wraiths because I want to know where Vi is at all times. And that's going to keep me pretty safe against any sort of ganks she may have on me. But luckily for me, she's been pretty good at not ganking me at all, so it's helping me out a lot. I don't know. I think this Vi was kind of new to her because quite a few times she could have just outright killed me, and I don't think she really took advantage of that. So I wanted to see if I could help out Scone and Vlad up there. Vlad unfortunately dies, but Scone Thief gets the kill on her. So I'm going ahead and just pushing this into oblivion because I know that Ari isn't around, and she's missing out on a lot of farm. So that means she can't roam bottom. Pretty much what Zed can do is roam around while keeping other people from roaming, especially if he's a lot stronger than his lane opponent, which I was compared to Ari. Because Ari has 61 farm, I have 65, but I also have 3 kills over her. So that means that if she tried to fight me in the jungle, she would probably just outright die. I mean, there wouldn't be much she could do. So I go ahead and do that, trade in on her. I didn't mean to, but I did, so that was good. But every time I knew that Ari would probably go try to go for bottom lane, I went ahead and hid in this bush. See, I know where Ari's going, and she knows that I'm there, so she's not going to help her team. And I'm like, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay here with me. So while she gets less farm than I do, I go ahead and keep pushing this wave, and there's not a whole lot she can do. And there's that trade going on her, and I'm 2 levels above her now, so there's not a whole lot she can do. I wanted to kill her, but unfortunately I didn't have my ignite, and I also didn't hit my Q. If I had hit my Q, it would have been a lot easier to capitalize on that kill. There would have been nothing she could have done if I had hit my Q there. She would have just died. But unfortunately, I like to smartcast a lot of things, so I didn't know if I don't know why it didn't go like right where I pointed it. It went like right next to her or something, so it was kind of weird how that worked. So I go ahead and push this, make her lose out on even more minion waves, I'm gonna go ahead and B now and get I don't remember what item I got here. I got Merc Treads, of course, because I don't want the Ari charm to get me killed. There are a few times in this game where I do stupid stuff, like I'll go in and try to kill someone just because I feel like it. Like, if you can avoid like making those kinds of dumb plays like I did, it's going to really save you some pain. Especially if you're really far ahead, you shouldn't really try to do anything stupid. So I saw Ari here, and I'm like, you know, I'm staying here too, because if she tries to do anything aggressive on my teammates, I'm just going to kill her, because I have my ultimate up again, so she's just going to die. So they have a ward in there, but now they see me, and they're like, yeah, we're not having any of this, so they're going ahead and leaving. I use this for sight and a little bit of poke, so that way they're a little more hesitant to go back in. Scone, of course, being the man he is, goes ahead and tries to Q in front of all of their team. He just doesn't even care. So all of them are like being aggressive now. I don't know what they're like, pushing us out or something, because the minion wave is almost out. So right here, Janna gets hit by my E, so that's good. I forgot to mention that his E actually is more than just an AoE thing. It also reduces the cooldown of Living Shadow, which is his clone thing, by 1 second. So you can use that as a method of getting your mobility up quicker. And I saw the minion wave at my tower, so I'm like, I'm getting all of this, guys. There's no way that I'm letting this happen with not getting the minion wave. So I end up getting all of those creeps in that minion wave, and that's going to really help, because now I'm 30 creeps over Ari, and I see Ari right there, so she's, again, missing out on a lot of farm. I'm now 2 levels over her, so she can't really, it's really hard for her to keep up, let's just say that. So we get Janna to flash, but now we see Vi there. I wanted to go ahead and kill Vi, and wanted her to get sight on her. I end up killing her with the ultimate and ignite again. Now I'm on a rampage. It's really hard for them to do anything against me now. when come team fights, I'm just going to do a lot of damage. And now they use a minion wave again, and I want these creeps real bad, so I go ahead and get them. But all the same, I probably should have stayed and farmed, but I noticed that I had enough gold for Hex Drinkers, so I go ahead and go back for that. I do like to get Mob Mortius on Zed a lot, and the primary reason being that it gives you a lot of AD by late game, and it also makes you have a lot more at low health. In addition to the fact that with the build that I go, I can get like 447 AD and then 179 magic resist. It's really, really insane. Like, it's really hard for any AP carry to really damage me at that point. Especially if I play it smart and not stupid and I don't get hit by the AD carry. There's not a whole lot they can do about it. So the thing is, the thing that Ari's doing wrong, besides like really a lot of stuff, is the fact that she keeps backing up into the wall, and I keep kind of being able to predict where she's gonna go, so then I can just outright use my Q and just destroy her. And also, she has a chain vest, but it's not really hurting me that much. So, it's not really that bad. So, I don't know why that... See, this is the kind of thing where I'm like, I think the Vi is new, because what she could have done there is she could have just ulted me. And though I may have been able to kill Ari if she had done that, she probably would have been able to kill me and get the killing spree gold. So that would have been kind of worth it if it was a 1-for-1. But she got the killing spree gold, she would have gotten really far ahead. But then again, this Vi didn't really build correctly. And anyway, I'm seeing Scone Thief just fight this Vi. He doesn't care. He'll fight her, man. he just doesn't care about anything. So I go ahead and let me fast forward again because we missed that. Give me a second here. Fast forward through here, and I go ahead and I see Ari there, but then I see that Ari was going there, and then I flash, use my Living Shadows ultimate, and then then I use my Shadow Slash. What I could have done here is I could have cut them off and then killed other people, but I didn't think they were actually strong enough to do that. So I guess there's another kill, and here's a tower. So I guess it would have been all right to get a few more kills, but getting the tower I feel like was much more important, especially since I could get a lot of farm, and she'd miss a lot of farm at this turret too. So then she would have to keep on going back to her mid turret, or I would take that as well. One of the reasons why because if you notice, a lot of my friends have been noticing that I've been moving towards mid lane a bit more than top lane, and one of the primary reasons is because I'm not that spectacular at split pushing. Like, I'll be too afraid to split push, and as a top lane, you don't want to be afraid to split push. It's gonna really hurt you if you don't capitalize on those opportunities. But the other reason is because one of the other reasons is because I can take objectives really easily. Like, I'm really good at securing objectives like Dragon and Baron and mid turrets and everything, and I'm also really good at killing my lane opponent. So me going mid lane is usually a very good thing. So I go ahead and get my Bilgewater Cutlass for my inevitable Blade of the Ruined King, and some of you guys might be going, why aren't you going Bloodthirster instead? Well, my reasoning is because Blade of the Ruined King actually gives you a lot more damage on your ultimate. Because the active component on Blade of the Ruined King is it does a set amount of physical damage, and it heals you for that much. And my ultimate... Oh, and I didn't see everyone coming, unfortunately. It takes them a bit to kill me, but they kill me all the same. But it's okay. We go ahead and kill them, and we're completely annihilating them now. They can't really fight us. I don't know why the Corki wasn't trying to kill Lux or anything, but Scone Thief is just being a real man and just annihilating everybody, so... He's got that going for him. But now he's going in on Poppy here. I wanted them to kill that Poppy, but unfortunately Poppy passive OP, so they couldn't really burst them down fast enough. So I'm back up. I go ahead and get my Blade of the Ruined King because I had enough gold. See right here, right now it will deal 255 damage basically, and heal me for that same amount. This is also affected by armor penetration, so it's actually a deceptively good item for AD casters and AD carries and everything. But the other thing is that Deathmark is affected by this damage, so if I use it, slow them, use my Q, and then use Blade of the Ruined King, and then auto-attack, there are very few squishy opponents that can survive that. Wicked likes to use Blade of the Ruined King. See, right here. Look at this. Look at how much damage I do to that Corky. Like, there's nothing he can do. He just exploded because he had no armor. And, really, there's not a whole lot he could have done there. I just went in on him because I knew he was there, and I knew he was going to try to go in on the fight. So I used my ultimate. I probably should have admittedly waited until he went over the wall, and then I should have just cloned over the wall and then used my ultimate, because he wouldn't have been able to do anything at that point. You always, as Zed, since you have 2 gap closers, you always want to wait until they use their gap closer in order to, before you go in on them. Usually, anyway. It's usually the best course of action, because in that case, you're going to be able to keep them from doing much unless they themselves have flash. And speaking of flash, my flash is coming off cooldown in about 15 seconds, so that's going to be an option to go in on certain people. Another thing that makes Blade of the Ruined King so good is because its passive effect stacks with your passive Contempt for the Weak. So, no matter how much health they're at, they're always going to be you're always going to do a percentage of their health in damage. So that means that you're just going to be even if they're at full health, your damage is just going to be pretty much unmitigatable. This is what makes Zed such a late game powerhouse, is because no matter who you are, he's going to be doing a lot of damage to you. So they see me there. I didn't know they had a ward there, so unfortunately my roam is kind of spotted there. They don't want anything to do with me unless there are like 4 of them near me. So that's why Vi was really scared to fight me. And you'll notice that this Vi is actually building full tank. I don't know what her deal is there. I figure if you're going Vi, you might as well build like, you know, damage E, like DPS-y tank, I suppose you could say. So I go in on the Corky there and end up killing him, but then I end up dying. Wasn't exactly worth it. We give Ari a triple kill, I think. No, we give her a quadra kill. I mean, not a quadra kill, a double kill. And Lux unfortunately can't escape the Poppy that has both Phage, and I think she has red buff too. No, she doesn't have red buff, but Ari had red buff, so she was able to slow her down as well. I don't know why Ezreal was getting wraiths in the meantime. I guess really where that whole thing started was that Maokai got caught. I don't know why Lux went in to help us. They probably should have. She probably just should have let us die, like, and left it at that. But in the meantime, Vlad was split pushing top. See, that's why I'm not that great of a top, is because in that kind of opportunity, I'd be afraid to go in that far, or I'd probably go too far in too quickly. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not that great of a. I mean, I'm good at the basic mechanics where, like, you know, you fight your top lane, you keep fighting them, you take their top turret if they're roaming and everything. But I can't do the stuff after that. It's really hard for me to. I don't know exactly what I'm doing there. But with mid lane, it's like right now the mid lane is a lot like the old top lane, where it's like really kind of passive early. And because you get those starting items and everything, it's passive for a different reason though. It's passive in it was passive back in Season 1 because all the top laners were like bruisers with sustain. So anytime you'd try to trade with them, it would all be reliant on, you know, them life stealing or something. It was kind of boring to watch. I enjoyed playing it though. It was one of my favorite times in the meta. I don't know why. I mean, it wasn't like, oh man, like this is a wonderful piece of experience. You know, I love when my lane opponent can lifesteal. It was more that it was kind of, was, I don't know, noob friendly, because I was just starting top lane back then. But mid lane right now is like, it's really passive, and I'm kind of a, like, one of my oldest ways of playing mid lane was kind of passive. I will be aggressive when the time comes though, like, no doubt about that. I don't know why I did this. This was kind of a stupid mistake that I thought I'd showcase here. I really don't know why the hell I did that. Now all of my team has to disengage. But luckily for us, Ezreal's coming down here pretty soon, and unfortunately for us though, our Vlad ends up dying. The Maokai, I mean, our Scone Thief's Maokai is just ridiculous, and now Ezreal's here. He's just cleaning up. I mean, not a whole lot they can do at this point. So now Scone Thief has like 6 kills as Maokai. Not sure how that's happening. This Ezreal's out for blood though, so, but unfortunately he doesn't end up getting the kill on Janna, so that's a little unfortunate. So I'm back from my complete failure of a dive, and now I have my Black Cleaver, and the debate now ensues: do you get Black Cleaver or Last Whisper first? Well, the reason I got Black Cleaver first was because it would really help Ezreal out. I mean, Ezreal had no Black Cleaver, and he didn't look like he was going for it, so I went ahead and rushed that so that the armor reduction would help him out a lot. So I see my Ezreal in danger. I don't know why I went back in. Luckily for me, Corki didn't have any sort of slowing mechanism, so I went ahead and lived from that stupid running for them. And now Vi makes the same mistake that I just made, so I end up killing her. And right there, even if Corki had gotten the that missile off, I probably wouldn't have been able to block it with my body, so Ezreal would have lived either way, so that was good. But I don't know, I guess she caught my stupidity because she just did the same thing I did, but now I have 8 kills, so I ain't complaining. Next on my list is definitely a Last Whisper though, but as I was saying, Black Cleaver would really help Ezreal out. Ezreal was doing alright damage, but he wasn't doing the damage he could be doing. So that's why the Black Cleaver would help him out a lot. So even as a selfish assassin like me, that's very single target oriented, you can build for your team. Like, Black Cleaver is definitely a team fighting item. It's not like necessarily just something you get for just yourself. Certainly it helps you if you're, you know, if you're a pure AD person, but you don't just get it if you just want damage for yourself. If you want just damage for just yourself, you'd go like my Kha'Zix build. You'd go like Bloodthirster and then Last Whisper and then Black Cleaver. Like, I get Black Cleaver in that sort of order. I go Black Cleaver last. And the primary reason for that is because I'd help my team a lot more by building a lot more damage for the poke. Because in that case, I would saturate the enemy team and then go in on the carry when he was low and then kill him and then get out. That's the only time, in my opinion, that it would be acceptable to be an initiator as Kha'Zix, but that's a completely separate conversation altogether. So right here, we're just securing a pretty easy dragon. I think this is like one of the first dragons of the game. We didn't really go for dragon because we were kind of sidetracked by a bunch of other stuff. That's something that, you know, a lot of people have said it in a lot of other videos. If the enemy bottom lane is like gone or dead or something, and it's like almost mid-game, you know, you might as well just go ahead and get dragon. There's no reason not to. So, I wanted to protect my Ezreal. Unfortunately, Ezreal ends up dying, but right after that, Scone Thief ends up going for right there and killing. unfortunately, right here, I'm too busy looking at the team fight, so Poppy, in the meantime, is going after me. And her passive is really, really annoying. I hate it. I hate her passive so much. It takes us so long to kill Poppy because she's so fast. I hate how fast Poppy is. It might influence me maybe in the future to play Poppy, but I highly doubt that. She has a lot of big setbacks that I don't really like, so don't don't reach and think that I'm probably going to play Poppy pretty soon, because it's probably not going to happen. Anyway, I go ahead and get my last Whisper now. I'm still dead, but once I spawn, you're going to see just how much damage I really do. My last Whisper adds quite a bit of damage to my combo. And now Vlad is late game Vlad, and as I said in my Vlad commentary, it's really hard to fully shut down a Vlad unless you make him extremely, like, behind. If everybody has been killing him over and over again, then yes. But it's only been Poppy, and then out of team fights, he's actually been doing not bad of a job. I mean, like, he's been definitely he's been contributing to team fights in these last few moments. We go ahead and ward Baron, and we get rid of any potential ward there. Well, Scone Thief and I think both had the same idea, which was try to see if we can maybe catch Poppy like that, and then after that, go ahead and have her burn her ultimate. So she ends up dying right there because of the Lux Laser, and I end up killing Poppy because she doesn't know who she wants to focus, because she got a little panicky there, I think, and my Hex Drinker popped, and that was a little random, but it did, so whatever. We're going ahead and pushing down the middle here. We both, everybody on our team knows, though, that we probably can't push to win. Scone Thief, though, he's just unkillable now. He can't really, he's like pushing them out into the Nexus base. I mean, into the Nexus turret. He just doesn't, he's not afraid of anything. So we're going ahead and pushing this. I just wanted everyone to focus the freaking Nexus, but they didn't want to do that because they're allergic to Nexuses, I guess. And I wanted to kill this Poppy, and I ended up killing the Poppy. So because she got a little greedy for Ezreal, and there wasn't a whole lot she could do about that. Anyway, we can't stay. Ezreal and I are alone against 3 people, so we know we can't fight this out, so we go ahead and back off. I have my last Whisper Black Cleaver. All of their armor is just meaningless now. Ahri has like a Rabadon's and a Zhonya's, but there's not a whole lot she can do at this point. I have like over 300 AD now, so anybody that gets caught by me is dead. I mean, like, that's just gonna be the case. Unless it's maybe Vi or something, because she's building a lot of armor. Even then, though, like, what people don't understand about this meta, I think, still, is that you need to get at least some damage to stay relevant. Like, like right here, I don't know what this Vi is doing with this build. One of the things that I don't really like when people do is think that just by getting more tanky, they can stick in the game, because if you're doing that, I mean, you might as well just not even be a factor in the game. Vi may have that armor reduction thing to give her team some utility, but as a famous saying once that I saw in a thread said, you might as well have one great life than have a really shitty one, like than have a really low damage and shitty one. Like, Vi would have died anyway. Vi has been dying a lot. So, and right here, I am slowed, and I know that I can't really do it while she's got her ultimate on, but now she's dead. She's going to die. That's just gonna happen. So she did. She died. And that adds to my more recent killing spree. But anyway, as I was saying, it's a lot more fortuitous to get, like, it's a lot more fortunate for your team if you have a lot of damage too. I'll maybe tell you, I'll maybe tell you an example in one of my later videos. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Zed's really fun. He's very strong late game. Has a lot of AoE clearing potential. Can deny quite a bit of farm if you know how to play him properly, and you can just get lots and lots of kills. You can just murder people late game, as you saw against that Poppy just now. So that's the end of this video. Go ahead and like, favorite, do whatever you like to this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.